we are thrilled to have Bett Bollhoefer, distinguished Toastmaster, here to inspire us with her presentation, Reconnect with Your Toastmasters Why. Each of us join Toastmasters for a unique reason, whether to grow as speakers, leaders, or to achieve personal goals. Today, Bett will guide us in reconnecting with that why, helping us refocus on our purpose and life's mission. Bett brings a wealth of experience as a leader and innovator. At Toastmasters since 2005, she served as District 57 Director from 2020 to 2021. In her professional life, Bett has over 25 years of experience as a tech leader, including her role as a former CTO for an AI company. And she's worked with industry giants like Verizon, GE, Meta, and Instagram. Known for blending storytelling and improv, Bett empowers others to elevate their public speaking and leadership skills. Please join me in welcoming Bett Bollhoefer, Distinguished Toastmaster, with Reconnect with Your Toastmasters Why.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. I am so thankful to be here. And I've been doing a lot of research into health recently, and I found out that very likely we will live to 100. And if you really take care of yourself, maybe even longer. So my question to you on this beautiful, freezing cold Saturday morning is, what are you here to do? What is your purpose? I'm going to be giving a presentation for about 20 minutes, and then I'm going to be opening up to you to share why you joined Toastmasters. But first, let's talk about, why did you join Toastmasters? Does everyone have a pen or a pencil and some paper? Go ahead, grab that pen, and I want you to open it up and write on your paper why you originally, whether it's a few months ago, a few years ago, or like me, 19 years ago, why did you join that Toastmasters, the original Toastmasters Club? So take that moment and write that down. So digging deep, remembering that original why. And now, when you finish up, go ahead and set that pencil down. And I'm going to ask you another question. Are you getting your money's worth at a Toastmasters? Are you milking it for everything you can? Think about inflation. Dues are high. We need to get every penny's worth at a Toastmasters. I'm going to be going through some of the roles that we do in every meeting, and also the roles that are available at the club level and beyond in the district, and show how you can get the money's worth out of Toastmasters without any extra dues. All right? But I'm going to take you first back. 2005, when I was sitting in my cube writing code. I had my headset on. I was typing vigorously, optimizing for loops like you wouldn't believe. I felt a tap on my shoulder. And I looked up into the big brown eyes of Frank Bell, my manager. And Frank said, "What? I get you a headset and you're going to start talking to customers." And I said, "No, I write code. I'm a software engineer and I am the best at writing for loops in this whole entire company." So I started looking for my next job after Frank laid me off. I realized that I needed to add soft skills on top of my incredibly good for loop skills. And I wanted to learn how to listen better and how to speak, and even maybe how to run a meeting. So I joined Toastmasters because when I walked into Verizon, I saw a sign. I saw a real sign. It was on the wall and it said, "You should come learn how to become a leader." Now, I went to this meeting with a lot of trepidation because I was a software engineer and I was very proud of that. I didn't want to change. I was very happy to stay in my little cube with my orbital typing out for loops. But I went to that meeting because I saw the sign, I was drawn in, and when I got there, I was surprised. First of all, it was an extremely well-run meeting, which I had never seen in my entire life. Next, kept smiling and clapping. And I was like, oh, this is like a friendly, fun place. I think I could be happy here. Now, when I first joined, I was really thinking about how to add those soft skills that Frank was hinting at that I needed. But I was so scared before. And when I joined meetings for my software design, I would feel like too nervous to raise my hand to say, like, hey, I have an idea on how to help this software. I was too shy and too nervous. I remember this funny thing, and those of you who know me would find this surprising, but I used to be at dinner at lunch with my colleagues, and they would be having all these jokes and conversation, and I would like say something, and I thought it was like really clever and really fun. And then one day one of them said, you know what Bett's doing? He's talking about the thing we were talking about 5 minutes ago. That's how slow and like how carefully my brain was working to figure out what to say. So I went from that, I joined Toastmasters, and within a few months, not only was I willing and ready to raise my hand and offer suggestions in meetings, I was actually running the meetings because Toastmasters gives us the skills to run a meeting. You notice these agendas that we have. When you learn to be the Toastmaster of the meeting, you are learning how to run conference. You learn how to pull together functionaries, how to organize speakers, how to get people timing. This is a skill that you can take directly to the bank and cash in. So let's talk about it. How are you getting the most out of your Toastmasters journey? I'm going to go through the different roles and talk about how to milk it because inflation is high and you can really get a lot of value out of Toastmasters. Timing. How many times do you go to a meeting in your day job where people don't even know about timing? If you're able to come in and say, hey, you should time box these different sections of the meeting, we could actually get through a lot more things. And then if we go over, we can schedule a follow-up meeting for that topic. And so that way we don't end up using the whole meeting for an item we don't need. So bringing this concept of timing. So when you're a timer in your meetings, really milk that skill. Learn how to be diplomatic, how to make sure people move on smoothly, and then bring that back to your workplace. Let's talk about grammarian. Learning how to listen to grammar is a listening skill. You really get engaged and you find out how much you're missing if you're not engaging that. We've already talked about Toastmaster. You can take Toastmaster role, bring it to your job. You could run focus groups, bring users together. You could have a user conference to get people on board with a new product design. You can learn how to run a conference for your company. These are skills that you can get paid extra for. So take that Toastmaster role, sign up for it, and really, really focus on learning the most you can. Let's now talk about the officer roles. Now, as far as I know, and you can raise your hand if it's different in your club, you do not pay extra to be an officer. Does anyone pay extra to be an officer in their club? I don't see any hands. It's your dues, folks. Think about it. With inflation, you need to get the most out of that money that you're spending. It's called return on investment, ROI. So you need to sign up. We have elections coming up. Maybe there's an election in the summertime. You need to get involved. Find out what roles you haven't done yet and go for that. Every role brings a wealth of knowledge. Treasurer, you can learn how to run a budget. You can put that right on your resume. VP of PR. Does everyone need to learn how to do social media nowadays? Even internal companies need to learn how to communicate in small, short videos that are catchy, memorable, and fun. These are things that you can take right to the bank. Now let's talk about being president. After just a few months of being in my club, I somehow got my arms twisted behind my back and I got wrangled into being president. Oh, well, I learned so much as president. Oh, the things I learned. The first thing I learned is that how to not be president when three of my 7 officers quit within 3 months. I learned that you cannot overburden your team. You need to find the right mixture of engagement. You cannot fire, you must inspire. This leadership without authority is something a lot of different organizations need. How often are you a project manager where you don't have authority over a team, but you need to deliver? Being the president of your club is an incredibly valuable skill, which I had to learn the hard way. BPE is another skill where you're leading and inspiring and project managing people to get things done and stay on focus and be the best they can be. So every Toastmaster officer role inside the club has tons of value, but there's more. No extra dues. You could become an area director. An area director. I'm going to put this on gallery view, and I just want to see. Raise your hand if you've been or are an area director. Nice, nice. And when I was district director, and they have changed, there was no extra cost. Linda, are you charging extra for being for an area director this year? No, she's shaking her head. No, no extra cost. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can actually get so much value for your money. So, what is an area director? You are managing 3 to 4 clubs. You're directing them, you're running an area contest, you're getting them to training. You are really engaging. It's customer service. It's customer service. Area director was literally my favorite role of all the things. Now, if you like that, you can become a division director. And now you're really running a large team. You're orchestrating a huge amount of things happening. You're running makeup training. You're running a very high quality conference called the Division Contest, which will be in person this year. You need to think about, how can I get the most out of my investment in my dues? You can do all of this for the same amount. Now let's talk about going even more. District leadership involves a lot of incredible roles. You could be the PRM, which now you're orchestrating a huge team with a website, social media campaigns. You are thinking big picture, and you have even a budget. Club growth director, you are starting clubs, right, Jeffrey? We start new clubs, and Jeffrey's got that whole line just for him and his very large team. Becoming a club mentor, which is a brand new baby club. You can be their mentor and teach them how to be a good Toastmaster. You could be a club sponsor, working with someone like Jeffrey, starting new clubs. You can become a club coach, taking a club that's struggling and helping them through example and inspiration become the best that they can be. These are things you can take right to the bank, put them on your resume, put them on your LinkedIn, show them to your boss. Let's talk about even more. Club growth director, huge sales job. Program quality director, Linda Patton is running all of these conferences. Some people don't ever run any conference their whole life. Well, guess what? TLI is a conference. She has to run several of them. That's the conference in the spring. Let's just give it up for Linda right now. This is so much work. This is so much value. It's opportunity, folks. No extra money. Linda's not paying any extra money in dues. And then the most fun role, which was the best year of my life, what Sally's doing it right now, district director. Being district director, you are running an entire organization. It is a master's degree for the same price. Sally, are you paying any extra for your dues? Can you believe this, folks? This is value. When you think about ROI, you need to figure out how to cash in and take those investments and get the most out of them. So today I've talked first about all the roles in the meeting. You need to take that role, bring your best self, bring your intuition, bring your intention, and then the club officer roles. Sign up, be assertive about trying different roles out. Try something you haven't done before, learn it, bring it to the bank. And then district, area directors, division directors, and a whole ton, I didn't even mention all of them, finance manager. These are roles that are amazing. There's so many more roles, conference chair, contest chairs, being all kinds of different roles, and each one of them brings different value. All right, so during my career, I have continued to grow I learned all these things from the Toastmasters experience. I bring it right to my job. I continue to get promoted. So I went from being a software engineer to being a manager, director, CTO. You guys heard the bio. It's very long. So I'm still here, 19 years into my Toastmasters journey. So I have to keep reconnecting with my why. So we're going to take a moment now to pick up our pen again, and we're going to be doing an interactive session in a moment. So find your pen, and I want you to write on that piece of paper, why are you still here? What is bringing you joy right now? So take a moment and write that down. Reconnecting. Why are you still here? After all these months, years, maybe some days, I don't know. Let's find out who's the most recent Toastmaster. So as I've been preparing for this presentation, thank you, Linda and Tiffany, for pulling me in. I've been thinking a lot about my current why. Why am I still here? And I think about that mission and how my Toastmasters journey is connecting with that mission as I plan to live to 100 plus. And right now, my mission, and I'm going to be opening up this in the audience in a moment, is to build tools and to teach tools that empower people to live their best lives. So that's my overall mission. And I look back upon my Toastmasters journey and think about all the roles that brought me joy and how that builds into that mission. The Toastmasters platform is a place where you can practice things and take risks and learn. What is it that brings you joy? What is it that brings you joy? All right, so we're going to now have an interactive session. And I think, Tiffany, you said you're going to be my timer. So we're going to do table topic timing, 1 to 2 minutes. I want people to come on stage. Come on stage, go off mute once you've been called on. And let's get as many people as we can to share not only their mission, but why are you still here? Maybe why you came and why you're still here. So I want to hear from as many people as possible during this session. So let's go ahead and see some hands. Who wants to come up? And don't be shy. All right, I see trainer Michelle Collins. Oh my gosh, Michelle, share with us.
I originally joined Toastmasters because I wanted to be a better speaker. And I was using speeches to get members in my program. I'm an independent solo entrepreneur and a grief coach. And I was intimidating because I was so like brainiac that I wasn't able to enroll people or to speak more authentically or from the heart. And so that's why I joined Toastmasters. And why am I still here? Because of the leadership experience. Because the leadership is what changed my level of confidence. And of course, speaking to all the various different clubs in Toastmasters is an amazing way not only to expand all the people you know, but also to have an opportunity to share your speeches with other people. And by the way, I want to put in a plug for involving yourself in the contest. I did it 2 years in a row. And first time I got into the district level, and the second time I kind of blew it out because I got a phone call in the middle of my speech. But it has really taken my speaking to a whole different level. So I really encourage you to do that. Okay.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I love hearing from you and your smiling face. All right, so we're gonna try to get as many people in. So Tiffany, you're doing the timing, right? I'm just double checking. Okay.
I am.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna try to go in order, and I
You've got
think.
Lindy next.
Okay, thank you so much, Jeff.
I've got the order.
All right, Lindy, share.
Thank you. Thank you, Bett, for the wonderful getting us up and going kind of speech. I love it. I joined Toastmasters 34 years ago. So I'm probably the veteran on this call. And I joined because I was starting my financial coaching business and I needed to get clients and I wanted to talk to groups of people. I was fine talking one-on-one, but I just clammed up when I had to speak to groups. And so I came to Toastmasters because somebody said, what you need is Toastmasters so you can talk to groups. And that worked just fine. It's 34 years later and my business is still going strong. But why I've stayed, two things. mostly the community. I just love the community aspect of Toastmasters. It's just built in that it's a supportive community. Everybody in the club wants everybody else to succeed as well as themselves. And that's very unusual in life. You can't really go many places and find that. And the other thing is, I discovered mentoring. I didn't know that existed as a role. And I just love it. I love the fact that because I've been in Toastmasters for 34 years, without doing anything extra or paying anything extra, as you would say, I have something to impart to other people, and it's useful to them, and I can pass it on. So those are my reasons for staying.
Lindy, it's so good to see your smiling face, and thank you so much. I think Michael is next. Michael Schwan.
Hey, Bett, thank you very much for your talk. I originally joined Toastmasters because I had failed giving a talk at a conference in front of my peers, and I thought I could never do that again. I was so embarrassed. So through Toastmasters, I ended up speaking at conferences that had over 3,000 people. Why I'm staying in Toastmasters is to mentor a lot of our new staff. There are so many people that come in from the tech field that have great tech skills, but they need to improve their communication skills and gain that confidence to really be able to speak from their heart and to communicate effectively. So that's why I stay.
Michael, my heart goes out to you as a former shy, nerdy software engineer. Thank you so much for your work. All right, next I see is Alan. Alan, please.
Thank you, Brett. Well, I joined Toastmasters 19 years ago to become a better listener. And because I had a degree in BS, so I had to be able to listen what people said rather than talk. So, but the reason I stay is because I like to give back to the community. And the one thing that we don't talk about is giving back to the community, like speech, craft, and youth leadership. I've been doing that for probably about 16 years. And the greatest experience I've done has been with like the food bank, the adult education for people who have brain injuries, those kind of speaking environment. Youth leadership is another important thing, teaching fifth graders the art of public speaking. So we should, and the reason I stay is because of giving back to the community.
All right, excellent, Alan. That is inspiring. So I just want to make sure, Tiffany, you're doing the table topic timing on each speaker, right?
I
Just
am.
double check.
I am.
Okay, good. Because I just see it as red right now.
Oh, because that was the overall. Remember, you wanted 20 minutes. We're at the 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
already done with my talk. My
Okay,
talk is
yeah.
done. Yep. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. Linda, you're next. Linda.
Thank you so very, very, very much. I do have to say that I always thought Toastmasters was a cult, and I never wanted to be part of it. And so when I was asked to actually run a speechcraft, but run the badges and the attendance, and was it were people coming and the agendas and all that, and I said, sure, I can do that. I've been doing that for years. Well, we kept going, and Cynthia Stott, and she was the woman who just kept saying, maybe you could be one of our speakers. And so I said, yeah, sure. So I started speaking, and then she said, I really think you would be a really great contestant in our contest. I went, okay, sure, whatever that takes. She said, well, the big thing is you have to be a Toastmaster member. And so based on that, I became a Toastmaster member. And I love to say that that's where the journey started. And as you know, I went from being in the club to secretary treasurer to area director to division director with 3 areas that I was also responsible for. And then through you, I did finance manager and then administrative manager. And then now I'm PQD, so did club growth. And I've just sort of kept, every year it's been, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? And what I love is I've met so many fabulous people, not only in my clubs, but in places like this, where I get to hear their stories. I really appreciate the fact that I could get Ashley to talk about Pearl Harbor because it's near and dear to my heart as well. And you know, I no longer do this every time somebody says something about Toastmasters. I found that there is a community here. There are wonderful people who are willing to support you, to stand up with you, and to be part of your team, and to just really make things fly. So I thank Toastmasters for taking the scales off my eyes and showing me what Toastmasters could actually be like.
Linda, wonderful. And as you know, I was very delighted when you were my finance manager. And what a fun journey. What a fun journey. All right, let's go to Saeed. I don't know if I've met you before, and if I have, I apologize. Welcome, Saeed.
Thank you so much. I'm very new. Someone joined, 34 years ago, someone joined 19 years ago, but I just joined 3 months ago. And since English is my third language, this is the first time I think I'm speaking in front of 100, audience. I joined 3 months ago, and I joined Toastmasters to fulfill my life's mandate, mission, which is to learn and help others learn. For me, learning was a transformative and life-changing experience back in my first country. And right now, I believe in power of learning. That's why I'm here, and that's why I want to be a leader and a public speaker, which I was back in my country using my first and second language. And I believe that I can be a public speaker again in English too. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing, Saeed. I love it. Absolutely fantastic. All right, we're going to Treasurer D. Kilburn. Please share.
Hello there, my name's Daniel Kilburn, and I've been in Toastmasters since 2016. Now, what's unique about 2016, that's also the year I retired from the Army, 33 years. Infantry, senior infantry drill sergeant, non-commissioned officers instructor, so I knew how to talk. But being a drill sergeant, I was the right hand of God, and when I'm talking to you, you better be listening, whether you like it or not, and you better do what I tell you. And what I learned in the civilian community, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, a lot of people don't like to be told what to do. So even if it's best for them. So I needed to learn how to speak in a different vernacular, so to speak, and a different way to different audiences. So that's one reason I joined Toastmasters. And the reason I'm still with Toastmasters is it offers an opportunity to engage with people, like-minded people. It offers me an opportunity to reach out to organizations that I might not have known about and be able to speak to them. What a deal, huh? And be able to train. That's what I do. I'm a trainer. I'm an instructor. I already told you that. I do disaster management planning. So I'm going to ask each and every one of you out there right now, how's your disaster management plan? You got it put together yet? No, you probably don't. But that's okay. I'm here to help you with that. Anyway, stick with Toastmasters. I learn a lot from people. People teach me a lot. You know, we're here for two reasons. One is to learn something, and two is to teach something. So as long as I'm in Toastmasters, I'm learning. And as long as I'm in Toastmasters, I have the opportunity to help others learn. I'm complete.
Daniel, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. And we actually have a FEMA member who just joined our club recently. And thank you for that service. It's critical. It's critical.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, let's go to Sabrina, president from Union City. If you feel comfortable going on camera.
Yeah. Hi, Bett.
Yeah.
Hi, Bett. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really enjoyed your speech. Totally inspirational. So why I joined Toastmaster? I raised two smart, loving kids. And when they left to college, I wanted to do something for myself. That it was COVID time and you guys offered hybrid. And I said, hey, this is the time, if not when. And I joined Toastmaster. And boy, that was the best decision of my life. I'm an engineer, like I said. I gave birth to my kids without taking any painkiller. I was not scared, but I was scared standing in front of public and talking. And now today, when I go out, that is not the case. I am there. You will, in public, you will see me raising my hand, asking questions. What a change. My kids noticed this. My husband noticed it. I love it. So this is the reason why I stayed. I see the change in myself. I have been in Toastmaster only for a year, but I can say, and I tell this to all my Toastmasters, all my members, that just like cycling, just like swimming, public speaking is a skill and it can be honed. If you want to be a better speaker, come join Toastmaster. Enroll in a pathway and see the difference in yourself. That's the reason I stayed, because after attending the meeting, I feel engaged. I feel I'm making a difference, not just in the community, but to myself. I feel like I'm growing. Thank you so much for this.
Sabrina, heart touching, heart touching. Thank you so much. And now one of my favorite people, Savita. Woo!
Actually, Deborah's first.
All right, Deborah, and then Savita. Also one of my favorite people, Deborah.
Everyone else. I joined Toastmasters in 2009, left for about 4 years, and then came back. So I've been a member 11 years. And I joined because, somewhat like you, Bett, I also wanted to be able to speak and be more articulate at business meetings and just in front of people, because I had a big fear of speaking and public speaking. Toastmasters, for the first few years, I was quiet, was always in the background, and took on the roles where I didn't have to speak, so that I was hiding for quite a few years. And then I was approached, I don't know, by someone that told me that there's other opportunities in Toastmasters, and that you should also, it's also a good idea to visit other clubs, because I didn't know that. I thought, oh, you just stay with one club, and I didn't know you could go visit other clubs. And I discovered all the opportunities in Toastmasters, being an area director twice and a division director once, and took on other roles. I was chair of starting community clubs one year. That was really enjoyable. And then I also had the opportunity to learn how to do PowerPoint slides and teach last year some classes in Toastmasters about how to run a successful club meeting. And I'm finding that Toastmasters has helped me not only in Toastmasters, but in my professional life. I use it at our family business to run meetings. I started a Toastmasters club there as an executive development program. And I'm part of what's called a Contra Costa Civil Grand Jury member this year, and I'm using it as a team building chair. I actually use table topics as one of my team building strategies. And I'm the parliamentarian. I know how to run meetings, and it's invaluable. So it's like what you said, you started that term, it's like getting an MBA. So I encourage everyone to join Toastmasters. It can change your life.
Deborah, you need to do some kind of presentation on this, because I remember when you were my area director the first time, and I thought you were pretty shy. So you have come a long way, and this is an incredible testimony. Deborah, I'm so happy to hear this. You're taking it and putting it in the bank.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Savita, my favorite person, other than now my other
Thank
favorite.
you. Thank you so much, Bett. First of all, I have to say I was blown away by your speech. I'm so tempted to invite you to come to our Wells Fargo meeting and tell our corporate how important technical people, how important it is to technical people to do Toastmasters. Anyway, I don't have stories like I was shy to talk. I was never shy to talk. Right from my childhood, I have been participating in elocutions and debates, and I've taken leadership roles too, even before I joined Toastmasters. So why did I join? I was so curious. What do these people do here in Toastmasters? And boy, I learned what I did not know. Like Daniel said, I was too sassy. I thought I knew it all. And I just learned how important listening is to communication. It's not a one-way traffic. You got to listen, you got to give feedback, you got to take feedback. That was life-changing for me. And then I stuck. And in the second meeting, they asked me to be VP of E. Although I had been a development manager at work, I had not gotten the VP title. So that was like, it was very enticing for me. And then the rest is history. What made me stay is to help people develop their own, recognize their own talent. When a person comes to me and says, oh, I'm too shy, I take it up as a challenge to make them join Toastmasters, speak, and see for themselves what they didn't know they had. And of course, youth leadership program is my passion. Giving it back to the youth is one of the reasons I stay. And to top it all, it's the networking, meeting such wonderful people, sharing, listening to their stories, their experiences keeps me going. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Savita, it's so good to hear from you. And by the way, I'm happy to come to your club. Please email me. You have my email. And if anyone else wants me to come out, we really need to let people know, because so many people don't even know there's more opportunities. They're just involved in the club, or they forget to run for club officer. Like, they forget that this is a value for them. So thank you, Savita. All right, Matt, how are you? Tell us about your why.
Well, thank you very much. I am honored to do so. My name is Matt, and I am from Northern California. The reason I joined Toastmasters Club is to practice using my listening device called a cochlear implant that I have on my right ears, rather than just watching television, listening to other people's speeches and giving the evaluators. I had been a Toastmasters member since 2015. I started at the Sergeant at Arms 2016, a year later, so total altogether for 8 years. And I plan on keep on going because it is just a wonderful community, just like everybody else has said. It is definitely a wonderful community. Anyhow, it is a great place to be, and thank you so much for having me here.
Matt, this is such a great opportunity. And if you have more friends who need to practice their listening skills, by the way, everyone needs to practice their listening skills, even if you have regular enhanced hearing. So great to hear that very unique story, Matt. Excellent. And now let's hear from Genevieve. Tell us about your why, Genevieve.
Everyone had left the office. The beautiful modern building at 101 California was enveloped in silence, and I was still sitting at my secretary's desk. I put headphones on, put the cassette into my dictaphone, but I wasn't working anymore. I was listening to The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. I had been very upset, depressed, wondering what I was meant to do in my life. And the deep, sonorous voice of that incredible guide and speaker filled my heart and lifted my spirits. That was when I was quite young. I thought, I want to do that. And so I found the Toastmasters Club in San Francisco. I didn't last long, and I had visions of joining the National Speakers Association, but on my income at that time, I couldn't afford it. Instead, Toastmasters started me off on a path of possibilities. I went off on different journeys, straight from the course, but then I joined Kaiser Communicators, which is a corporate club in Santa Rosa. I am a patient advisor, and so they invited us as a volunteer, not part of the staff. The reason I'm in Toastmasters is, one, I want to support a corporate club because I believe corporate clubs give businesses something intangible that is absolutely invaluable and seldom noticed. It creates connection across levels. You spend 8 hours a day working and you don't notice what the special things that everybody brings that have nothing to do with their work is. I have very much enjoyed being able to both be guided and guide other people, and to watch both my own improvement and the improvement of others. And I have certainly learned over and over the power of stories that I first heard when I was alone in that office with my headset on, hoping for a little bit of support, a little inspiration, and everything to keep going.
Genevieve, fantastic. Very lovely. That was really
I couldn't
beautiful.
see the timer, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Tiffany is timing down here. Cool. Thank you so much. All right. The last hand I see is Aaron. So we're planning to go till 12. So we have about 12 minutes left. If anyone else wants to queue up, you have your story, go ahead and queue up now. And let's hear from Aaron. What's your why, Aaron?
Yes, sure. So Toastmaster is the place for me to learn. I can call it life is the learning and the journal to move what the goal everyone to be success, not only for me, but also other. I learned a lot inspired from all different leaders, especially in the Toastmaster, will inspire me a lot. That's the reason I will join with the Toastmaster. Not only one person can be rock a role, right? Rock a word that so you can be achieved, but Toastmaster that the play for all of us to learn. That's why I would join with Toastmaster almost five year and a half, I can call that. And then to be take a different kind of leadership and then wear different hat to be doing anything, whatever I can, but improve myself a lot with the confidence. That's the role I can call that word. But thank you to be joining here and learn from other speaker. And some speaker, it will melt my heart. I can call that word. Thank you.
Aaron, I totally agree with you. I love hearing from people. The stories that people share really do melt our hearts. Thank you so much, Aaron. And let's go to Tahir.
You've got Bill next.
What was it?
You have Bill
Bill?
Meade next.
Oh,
Bill.
Hi. Yes.
Hi.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas from the North Pole. I joined Toastmasters a very long time ago. Well, I might as well say 1981. I joined Toastmasters because I was a Coast Guard employee and I wasn't sure I wanted to stay in the Coast Guard. I needed to network to get outside the cloistered Coast Guard community. I stayed in the Coast Guard for 45 years. I've also stayed now with Toastmasters longer than that because Toastmasters is such a good organization and gave me so much more than I bargained for when I first joined. It really gave me good meeting management skills that benefited me in my work. It gave me good presentation skills that benefited me in my work. I actually did network successfully. I met my wife in Toastmasters, Mary Clark, who I always say joined in 1979. And that's why she always wins all the arguments at home. She has more experience than I do. I stay in Toastmasters because I continue to network. But now I network socially. I network socially because I find it rewarding for myself to meet so many good people, to meet so many accomplished people. Even when I was younger, I recognized that associating with others who want to improve themselves is way better than hanging out in bars. And it's still way better than a lot of other things I could be doing. Bless you all for being Toastmasters. I consider you all my friends. Merry Christmas.
All right, you heard it here. Hanging out in Toastmasters is better than hanging out in a barn. Thank you, Bill. Good to see you. It's great to see all these familiar faces. All right, Tahir, you ready?
Yes. Thank you very much to giving me this opportunity to talk in a huge group. Actually, I was not afraid of in a public speaking, but last couple of years, because of some reasons, I was afraid to talk in my workplace, and I was hesitating to just to uh, be on a safer side and work. But unfortunately, because of my this uh, defensive policy, I lost my job, and all of a sudden, one of my friend Hamad, he encouraged me to join Toastmaster, And that time I was really very scared to talk. And all of a sudden, when I went to the Toastmasters, especially this is my Soaring Eagles over there, Kathleen Mills, I talked in front of her. I saw that I was not that much good speaker that time, but she encouraged me a lot. Oh, Tahe, you did a great job. I felt really. So once she and Dr. Mariam, she encouraged me. In a very next session, I assigned myself for two roles as a Toastmaster and table topic master. So Dr. Mariam said, "Why you took two roles at a time? Wow, it's great." So I felt, oh, it means I'm doing something special. So that's why they are praising me a lot. So from that time, then I realized I can speak. I then speak a lot. Even though Kathleen, she encouraged me a lot, I felt that, oh, I'm like a prince. So I feel like a prince. So then I speak and speak more, especially also from my home, my wife. She encouraged me a lot. Tahe, you can speak. You are a good public speaker. Then I'm feeling better and better. Then I got a job in Tesla as well as the infrastructure project manager. I even though there I managed a project of $5 billion. Then they gave me a lot more. And now after that, I also got the opportunity to join SF Airport as a project director, and they gave me the budget for this project was $17 billion. Unfortunately, because of some reasons, I didn't join them. But still, after I refusing them, I got three consecutive calls from them. Why you are not going to join? Because of some reason I can't. But it was an opportunity for me, and good, as a with the passage of time, I got even call from NASA that you can join us as well. But because of some reasons, I cannot quit my current job. But this is my journey in a very brief story, you can say that, but it's a
Wow.
real story.
To
Thank you.
hear. Again, this is another one of those stories. You need to record this, put it on YouTube. We need to make this viral. You went from barely able to talk, and now you're running billion-dollar projects. This is amazing. This is amazing. We have probably time for one more. I know we're
Okay,
really running.
lastly, this clap is for my teachers, the club members, especially Kathleen and Dr. Mariam. And Kathleen she's here.
I see her.
She,
We all know her, but we usually call her Kate. But I like the Kathleen. It's more formal.
so
So
these
we're
all
really gonna just
things
try to.
I got from Toastmaster. This is a place where they gave me a lot more courage. They'll give me a lot more confidence to talk.
It sounds
Even
like it.
now, I don't
So we're
want to
gonna
talk,
just.
but my wife pushes me, and when I saw Kathleen is here, so I
Yeah.
said I have to talk.
So we're gonna just try to squeeze in one, but maybe if you talk fast, we could squeeze in two. Dinesh, no pressure, but if you can talk really fast, then maybe we can squeeze in two. I just want to get as many
Sure.
people on stage. So put it up for Dinesh. Woo!
Thank you, everyone. What a wonderful session. I'll give a brief history about myself. I've been a Toastmaster for the last 3 years, and what prompted me in the first place. So, as a youth, I was a part of the Rotaract Club, which is the youth wing of the Rotary International. And I had a wonderful experience as a Rotaractor because you could hear to a lot of good speakers, good sessions, you could volunteer, and you were part of a bigger community, which you can expand your influence, your exposure to multiple businesses, to multiple industries, and multiple individuals. And that prompted me, like when it was a COVID and it was a lockdown, it prompted me to get out of the shell where I wanted to meet people across different industries, different culture. And Toastmaster was one of the ones that was recommended to me by another friend of mine who is already a Toastmasters. And that's what bring me here. And I'm glad that I could hear to all these wonderful people and their achievements, including your Bett. I'm in the same field as a software developer, but your speech is inspiration to all the software developers, as I mentioned in the chat. It's a truly inspiration. I would love to hear more about you. And also Tahir, the way you mentioned, I think you said the right way, but I would not, I would more like, I would give the chance to another person to share their story as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dinesh. I know you talked a little fast, but your story is awesome also. All right, we're gonna fit in one more quick one, and I'm sorry, it's just gonna be Louis. I think, I'm not totally sure. Louis?
Yeah, Louis, yes. Thank you very much for giving me
Sure.
this opportunity. Yeah. So I joined the Toastmasters Club World Weavers in Concord, California, as well, and back in 2012, actually, when I first, when I was starting my business. I started a window covering business at the time, and I needed to build my confidence and speech skills. I found it very supportive, and I progressed to actually finishing my competent communicator at the time. And then I had to leave for some time because I had career change. And now I'm back again a year ago and practicing all the roles. And I find myself progressing since then. And I feel it's why we are staying, because it's a work in progress. Actually, we need to continuously work on our networking, on our listening skills, building our confidence skills and everything. So it's a work in progress. And thank you everyone for sharing your experience.
All right, well, Louis, did I say it correctly?
Yes, Louis.
Thank you so much for sharing your story and coming back. And let's fit in one more. Hormez, please share. I want to hear.
Yes, thank you. The reason I joined Toastmasters about 20 years ago was to teach at UC Berkeley. It only took me 8 years to be called back by UC Berkeley. The reason I stayed for 20 years to help my students to become UC Berkeley material. Godspeed.
That's Toastmasters right there. That was incredible and brief. All right, I want to thank Linda Patton, Sally, Jeff, and especially Tiffany for asking me to come on today. If you want me to come out and help your club get re-energized, if you want to help people just sign up for grammarian role, right? I mean, sometimes it's a struggle. Please invite me, Bett at bettworld@gmail. I'll put it in the chat. But also, I want to say, if you want to be an area director, we're going to be recruiting the next few months, and you would start in July. Please email Sally. She put her email in here. Please reach out. Be an area director. It is a rewarding experience. Run for division director. We need people to step up always, always. So thank you so much again. I'm going to turn it over to Tiffany. Thank you, Tiffany, for having me today. It was so fun.